Alrighty, so we're still working on Yoda. I'm gonna do the sewing later, so like the arms and everything. It also has a note at the end that you might want to put the arm through the sleeve of the robe first and then sew the arm on and then I guess sew the sleeve on. So I don't know if they would want the sleeve attached to the... I haven't figured out what I want to do about that yet, so I'm just gonna put that off until later because I can, and start working on the robe. So we have the beige yarn, Yoda, and we're gonna make his little coat. Where's the other end of this? There it is. Give me the other end. Alrighty, so chain 17. So we're going to make a slip knot. So we're going to bring the tail around thumb, place it between the fingers to secure it, bring this working yarn up between, and then take that loop and just pass it over like so. Tighten that down on the hook. I want this to go this way. And chain 17. So press back against that yarn, rotate the hook to catch that yarn and pull through the loop on your hook for 1. Now I'm going to purposefully do this a little bit looser because a lot of times if you, well, I'll show you real fast. If you chain kind of tight, so this is going to be like his robe or whatever. I don't know if this is the top or the bottom, but if you chain kind of tight and then do your stitches this really isn't like that big of a deal. It just gets on my nerves as you work. So you basically, this doesn't want to lay flat, but you kind of have a smaller base than your stitches. They sort of stretch out further. Would you lay still, please? Just a little bit for a moment. So we have this kind of, you know, and we're gonna basically be doing that anyway with the pattern, but if it's too tight, it can also cause it to want to curl and do all kinds of nonsense. So for some things like this, I'll purposely start a little loose just to give that, it really just affects how it lays, like if it lays flat and nice. So I'm pulling up a tiny bit here before so I pull through, and now I'm lifting that a little just for a little extra space. Not too much extra space, but a little extra space. Totally optional. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. 2 single crochet and second chain from the hook. So here's the loop on our hook. We don't count that. Here's the first chain from our hook. Here's the second chain from our hook. So we're going to put 2 single crochet in here. So insert under that top loop there, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops to finish off that single crochet, and now place another one in the same spot. Okay. Single crochet in the next 14. So just across as we go. So we just worked into here, just did this. We're gonna do 14, 1 in each of the next 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have we actually, I don't know that we worked like this in rows that much, so let me slow down a little. That was 6. So here, down here, we have the bottom edge. This is the loop that we're not using. And then up here, this is the loop that we are using when you're working like this. I think so far we've only done chain 2 and 6 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So after you do each crochet, you have this raised area. This is the edge of the loop that you just worked into. So what you're working into is this next loop in line right here, and then next in line right there. So this should, I think, be 7. I'll double count, or I'll double check the count again in a second. So then next in line here, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then we should just have 2 single crochet in the next. Now to double check that count, go back to the beginning. Here we have our first stitch. This is got 2 single crochet in it, 1 here, 1 here. Those 2 loops that go into it. So this here is our first single crochet from when we were counting, what is it that it wanted? 14. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay. And then into the last, right here, 2 single crochet. 1, 2. Okay. And we're going to chain 1, and now we're going to turn. So we were going this way, because I think this is also our first time turning. We were working this way along this base. Now we're turning, and we're now going to work back this way. And what we're going to work under are, on this side, holding it like this, you can only see this loop, but we're going to work under both of these loops right there. And once you turn, this is the loop on your hook, and this right here, this is your chain 1 that you did to turn, so we're not working into that. We don't count that. We're going to work into, this is our first stitch instead. So this is our loop on our hook, this is our chain 1 to turn, this is the first single crochet of the row. So single crochet in the next 2. So 1 single crochet in this one, 1 single crochet in this one. So I'm going to insert, do my first single crochet, and now I'm going to pause a moment and show you what this looks like. So here, this is now, this little sideways guy is our chain that we did to turn. And even though it's here kind of on the side, right? It's not like up on top. This is the top of our single crochet. You can mark that if you want, if you think you might like lose it. It can be hard at first to tell what you're working into. Like over here, you might think it's the same thing where this first one was on the side. You might think that you don't work into that and that was a chain to turn, but in reality that's what's down here. So when we come back, this will be a stitch that we work into, and this is a stitch that we work into. You can mark those, your first and last, if you think that that will be, it is difficult to keep track of at first sometimes, but that's what that looks like. So this is the top of the single crochet that we just made in the next 2. So that was 1. We'll do 1 in the next as well. Okay, now we are chaining 5. Okay, so just like we did for the base chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are skipping the next 4. So what we're doing is we're making armholes. Okay, so we just worked into this stitch right here, and we're skipping the next 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, we are not working into, we're skipping those. So whatever the next thing is that we're doing into this 5th one here, which is we're doing a single crochet in the next 6. So starting in this 5th stitch, I'm going to come in and enter into there, do 1 single crochet, and then continuing with 5 more to be doing in the next 6. So this is 2, and you can rotate this way to find both loops of that if you need to. 3, 4. At this point I kind of know what it feels like, so I can just, I don't really need to rotate it that much. 5, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, alrighty, and now we are making the second armhole. So chain another 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5. Skip the next 4 again. So here we have what we just worked into. That's what this little piece of loop is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 we're skipping. So we're working into this next stitch right here, and it wants single crochet in the next 2. So 1 single crochet in each of the next 2. So insert under there, finish off that single crochet, and then 1 more in this little sideways one, the first one we made, to end the round. So the row rather. Okay, so here we are. Now we're going to chain 1. We are going to turn. Again, this is our chain, this right here. We don't work into that. This is our first single crochet that we're going to work into. And we need 2 single crochet in the next. So in this first one here, we're putting 2 single crochet. So 1, 2. Single crochet in the next. So 1 single crochet in the next. And then work 5 single crochet around the chain 5. So for this, you don't have to go into these loops at all. You can just go underneath them, like work into the opening. If you like how it would look, and if you would prefer it, you can go under just one of these loops. Functionally, it will still function, but you do not have to. You can just work into this opening. So we are doing 5 single crochet around these 5 single crochet. So we're just gonna insert into that opening, pull up the loop underneath it for 1, and just keep doing that, working our way across. 2, 3, 4, 5, across there, and single crochet in the next 6. So here we got this little edge of what these is the edge of the chain that we made for the armhole. This is the top of the one that we want to work into right here. So we're going to insert over here and do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then again we'll be doing 5 more into the chain 5 space. And just, I mean, you can see how this looks, right? It's more time consuming, certainly, but if you wanted to, you could purposefully go, sometimes I do, depending on how I want things to look and what I'm making. You could purposefully catch just the one loop because it will look different. It'll still create the hole no matter, you know, which one you do, but it will look different. I'm just gonna do this and then I'm gonna take it out and do it normally. Okay, so you have a different look if you do it this way. It's still an opening and you'll still be able to use it, but it looks a little different. But since this says around, we're gonna go with the concept that, I mean, you can do whatever you like, but I'm just gonna go around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then single crochet in the next and 2 single crochet in the next after that. So here's our edge, here's our next single crochet right here. So single crochet in the next and 2 single crochet in the last. And here's our little turning chain right here, this sideways guy. And here's the top of our last stitch there. So don't work into this, do work into this. 1, 2. Alrighty. Chain 1, turn. So we're on row 4. Two single crochet in the next, single crochet in the next 6. So here's our chain again. Here's the stitch we're going to work into. We're going to put 2 into here. 1, 2, and then single crochet in the next 6. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then again we are doing single crochet in the next, or 2 single crochet in the next and single crochet in the next 6 again. So another increase, 1, 2, and then 6 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is this? Some type of plasticky something in my yarn. Okay, 5. This is 6. And I believe we're repeating it again. 2 single crochet in the next, single crochet in the next 6, and then in the last we'll do 2 single crochet in that one. So we're doing another increase here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then here's our last. This is our chain to turn. This is our last stitch that we work into. We're putting 2 into here. 1, 2. That was 4. Okay, so 5, chain 1, turn, starting here, just a single crochet across. So we've done this in the round before where it's just 1 single crochet in each stitch. Why are you doing this? Make sure you're catching both loops still. Alrighty. All the way across. You can count this if you like, but I know I'm just doing 1 in each stitch across, so I don't really feel the need. And that was 5, chain 1 and turn, and now single crochet in the next 8. So starting here in our first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 single crochet in the next, so 1, 2, and then again single crochet in the next 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, another increase, so 2 single crochet in the next, and then finishing this round off or row with another single crochet in the next 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that was what, 6, so this is our last row. It's just single crochet 1 in each stitch across like we just did a minute ago. Okay, last stitch here. And then this piece is done, so we're going to fasten off and weave an end. So I'm going to do a little fasten off there. And then trim this. And I'm weaving these ends. So just take both of them, thread them through a couple pieces. Now, looking at this, if you're wondering, you know, which side is the outside. This is the outside, this is your right side. You can put a stitch marker like on this side if you think that you'll forget. This is where we started, so if you need to orient yourself, you know, this is where we finished off. It's this side with these on this side, then this will be the inside here. So if that seems confusing, you can just take a stitch marker and just slip it through this side, so that later, you know, when you're putting on the sleeves and whatever, you know which side it is. And that's just really the look for this that will change if you don't do that. But once you weave in your ends, you want your ends to be woven in on what the inside is going to be, in case a little piece, you know, it's a little fuzzy or sticks out or something. So I'm just going to weave that in like that and trim, and same with this guy. And I pull it a little bit so that it kind of finds where it wants to naturally lay before I trim it. Okay, so rope. Now, next is sleeves. So we're going to make 2 of these. I'll only make one where you can see it. Going to chain 11. So slip knot on your hook, chain 11, 1, 2, I'm giving it a little extra room this time too, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Single crochet in the second chain from the hook, single crochet in the next 9. Okay, so starting right here, not here, this is the first chain from our hook, starting the second, single crochet, and then in the next 9. So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and chain 1 turn. Okay, chain 1 and turn. Oh, we're just single crocheting across. So starting right here, single crochet across, doing 10 single crochet specifically, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then right under these 2 is our last one. No, don't slide over there. 10. Okay, chain 1 turn, 2 single crochet in the next, single crochet in the next 8, 2 single crochet in the next. So here, first stitch of the row, we'll put 2 single crochet, 1, 2, and then single crochet in the next 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in the last here, 2 single crochet. And chain 1 turn, and just 1 single crochet in each stitch across, so which is 12. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're going to fasten off, leave a length of yarn, and then we'll fold each sleeve in half and sew the edges together, making a tube that is wider at one end than the other end. So what we're going to do is, so this is our wider end. We're going to fasten off and then sew this like this to make it'll be smaller on this end, wider on this end. And let me fasten off. And we don't need much of a tail, but we do need to also sew to the body, so we'll say maybe this much. Okay. Now I am going to keep this here, my edge. I want that for me to be the outside. You could do it folded around this way if you like, which would look like this. I'm gonna do it, my allergies are quite bad, so that it is like this, just because that seems like the thing to do, because that's technically the right side. So thread this on, and I'm just gonna bring this over, and we're just gonna sew this together kind of however we want. So I think just for simplicity's sake, I'm just gonna basically do this, so through both, and then I'm just gonna go up and continue doing that. So just catching the edge here wherever, passing the needle through both sides. Where do we want to go in here? I think right here to here is fine. And then we'll go here to here. And we'll call that our sleeve, which will get sewn here. And so I'll make the other sleeve, but first, I mean, the belt is just back with the brown yarn and just chaining. So slip knot, slip that hook on, and then chaining 30. So this you don't necessarily have to do looser or anything like we did the other stuff, because it's just the belt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Not that the count matters that much in something like this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Okay. So now weaving in the ends in something like this is a little more, there's not a whole lot of options for where to weave your end in. So there's that, but I usually just go through this back hump, just kind of back and forth. A while. It'll probably stick out a little bit somewhere. And then pull. Scissors. I'm going to pull this a little bit, tighten it a little so that it, then I'm going to gently tug and hope that that pretty much lays flat. Same thing on the other side. And that's the pieces. So I'm going to make the other arm. And I think I'm going to save assembly for another day because my allergies make me fuzzy and sewing is the hardest part. How to place pieces, have them go where you want them to go. Bunch of nonsense. Everything's always crooked. Just gonna trim that. Okay, so here we go. Belt, robe, one arm, and I will do the other arm in between now and next time, the sleeve. And see, it always does that. I try to get it to tuck into something and it never. I suppose if I really wanted to, I could hold it down with some nail polish or something. All right, anyways, so that was today. Hope this is helpful, and we'll put this guy together next time.